Hey everyone, Mr. Sujano here. In this video we're talking about Xbox, Capcom, Tomb Raider, and more. Let's get started. Alright, to kick things off, we're talking about Xbox 360 emulation with Xenia Canary, the experimental fork of Xenia. We talked about this one yesterday when a rogue developer decided to make a few controversial updates. Namely the very loud beeping and pop-up message accusing people of piracy simply by trying to play with an ISO. Anyways, a lot has happened since then. The biggest thing is the fact that Xenia is back to normal. So if we go on ahead and take a look at the latest Xenia Canary release, it says no more beeps, no more persistent warnings, no more insults. Just a simple silent disclaimer that also helps the user get started using games from their console. They've also updated the archive format detection to add tar-gz, and they've updated the box to state that Xenia does not support running archived games. And at least to my knowledge here, the rogue developer who made those changes is no longer working on Xenia. In fact, they flat out deleted their GitHub account. So it's safe to say at this point in time, Xenia Canary is back to being safe. And if you're using the regular version of Xenia, you had nothing to worry about in the first place. Moving on, and we're talking about Tomb Raider. And if you're a fan of Tomb Raider 1, you may be a fan of this news. There's an open source re-implementation of Tomb Raider 1 from 1996 available on GitHub. And it's also got additional enhancements and bug fixes. Now this has been around for quite some time, since 2021 if I'm not mistaken. Anyways, 2 weeks ago it got a brand new update to version 2.15.2. The official name of this project is Tomb Raider 1 Community Edition. If you are interested in it, I'll drop a link to the GitHub in the description below. Moving on, and we're talking about SegaSonic the Hedgehog, the arcade. And yes, I said SegaSonic. If you haven't heard about this one before, I really don't blame you. An ultra rare, and I mean ultra rare, English version of this game has surfaced, and it's for sale. According to this forum, which I will drop a link to in the description below, there may be a buyer for it who's offering $4,000 and looking for exclusivity, which means they're probably not going to dump it. So the forum appears to be getting together to try to raise $4,001 to purchase it and dump the ROM. And on top of that, there seems to be some debate on this forum as to whether or not this version of SegaSonic the Hedgehog is worth the money being asked. Let me know your thoughts about this in the comments below. Next up, this is a quick one, and it could be nothing or it could be something. It's entirely just a rumor and some assumption right now. But someone found on Rockstar's website a possible Red Dead Redemption remaster. The code name here is RDR1RSP, which they're interpreting as Red Dead Redemption 1 Remaster Single Player. Or possibly here, Red Dead Redemption 1 Rockstar Presents. I'll leave that one up to you. Let me know your thoughts about this one in the comments below. Are you excited about this? Are you expecting anything? And what are your thoughts? And speaking about rumors, this one's coming right from Capcom, but it appears that Capcom might be releasing a pretty big game next year. Someone attended a Capcom's earning meetings, and within that meetings there were plans to release one unannounced game, which would sell millions by March of next year. A lot of people are expecting this might be Monster Hunter. Let me know your thoughts about what game it could possibly be in the comments below. Moving on, and I've got some bad news for you if you planned on using emulators in the retail mode on your Xbox. We all knew that Microsoft has been cracking down on that, and yes, you can still use emulators, you just have to do them in developer mode. However, a few weeks back there were some developers that were trying to circumvent this and get emulators up and running in retail mode. However, that has come to an end. If you head on over to the Patreon page and take a look at their top post here, which you can't read the full thing of if you're not a patron, it says, "I regret to inform you that Microsoft has played the card we hoped they never would. User suspensions." Now on their Discord, they elaborate a little bit more. They say retail mode is dead. Effective immediately, we are halting any and all retail mode emulation permanently. They say a significant amount of users have been receiving 15-day suspensions as a warning shot from Xbox. We strongly recommend removing any and all emulator apps from your console in retail mode immediately. We apologize to anyone who got a 15-day suspension. We know it sucks. On the plus side though, there still is dev mode, which is a pretty awesome feature in itself, and if you wanted to use emulators on your Xbox, that's the way you have to go. Moving on, and we're talking about some Linux stuff, and if you've got an NVIDIA GPU, at least a recent NVIDIA GPU, you might be excited to know that NVK is soon going to be merging into Mesa. If you don't know what NVK is, it stands for Subscribe to Mr. Sujano, and it's an open source Vulkan driver for NVIDIA. If you are curious about this one, I'll drop a link to the announcement in the description below, and feel free to check it out. And speaking about checking stuff out, if you're a fan of Gnome and you're wondering about Gnome 45, there's a great article here over on Debug Point, and I'll drop a link to it in the description below. It goes over all of the great new features coming to Gnome. And Gnome 45 will be releasing on September 20th of this year, which isn't too far away. The software app for Gnome 45 is going to be pretty great if you like a graphical interface to get things done. The new OS update indicator will let you know if you're all up to date. Flatpak uninstalls are going to be a little bit more thorough, and you'll know if a Flatpak you got is at its end of life and you need to find something else. Last up, if you're a football fan, you may be interested in this ROM hack. Tecmo Super Bowl 2023 has just released. Tecmo Super Bowl has been updated for the 2023 season. If you are curious about this one, I'll drop a link to the NES ROM hack in the description below, and feel free to check it out. But anyways, that is all I've got for you in this one. Straight to the point, all stuff and no fluff. We talked about a bunch today. Let me know your thoughts about absolutely any of it in the comments below. If you like this video, leave a like. If you didn't like this video, leave a like. Hit that subscribe button, check out my other videos, don't tempt fate, save your state.